Hi there, I'm Jeremy, N9VHT, the creator of Skylog, and I'm here with a quick demo of the new status options for units. I'm going to show you the sequence in which I envision these statuses being used. You are, of course, free to use them a little differently if that's what your operation requires. Skylog also generally offers both a point-and-click method and a keyboard method for performing many operations. In order to keep this from getting confusing, I'm going to perform the first demonstration using point and click, and then I'll make a second run through using the keyboard commands. For the purpose of this exercise, let's imagine that we're running the dispatch center for a bike event. Keeping it simple, we'll have just two field support units. One of them is a rest stop and the other is a SAG vehicle. We're going to say that the volunteers staffing both of these positions have either showed up or they've otherwise told us they're on the way. So we'll click to edit rest stop 1, click the CI button for checked in, and save it. We'll then do the same thing for SAG1. Now we have timestamps as to when we heard from them. Now let's say the staff for rest stop 1 has gotten out there, they're set up, and they're ready to provide service. We can again edit the unit, and this time we'll click the IS button for in service and save the unit. Similarly, SAG1 is settled up and patrolling their loop, so we'll mark them as in service as well. As the event goes on, the cyclists are out enjoying their ride, and one of them decides that they're not going to finish the event. Our tired rider shows up at rest stop 1 and asks for a ride back to the finish line. No problem. The communicator at rest stop 1 calls us over the radio and says that rider 223 is done for the day. We log this as a new incident. Since rest stop 1 is a known unit with a known location, Skylog saves us some time by pre-populating the location of the incident. We click the save button to save the new incident, which puts us on the edit incident screen. We know that rest stop 1 is in SAG1's territory, and we can see that they're available, so we call SAG1 over the radio and assign them to handle it. The status abbreviation for an assigned unit is AU. This basically means that they've been assigned, but they haven't started making their way there yet. SAG1 says, yep, I've got it, I'm on the way, so we mark them as responding, which is abbreviated RES, and we save the incident. If we flip to the units screen, we can see that Skylog automatically set the unit destination to match the location of the incident. After a bit of time, SAG1 calls and says they've arrived at the scene. There are two point-and-click methods to record this. One is to edit the incident and click the ATS button next to the unit. ATS is the abbreviation for at scene. The other option, if we cancel out of here, is to edit the unit and click at scene on that screen. In either case, Skylog updates the unit status as well as their last known location. It also clears the destination. Eventually, SAG1 gets the cyclist and their bike loaded up and calls back to say they're transporting the person to the finish line. Again, we could either edit the unit or edit the incident. Either way, we set the unit status to TR, which stands for transporting. A field pops up where we can enter the destination because Skylog doesn't really have a good way to guess that. We fill it in and save. The next thing that happens is that SAG1 arrives at their destination. You guessed it, we can either edit the incident or edit the unit again. ATD is the abbreviation for at destination. Skylog updates the unit's last known location and clears the destination. SAG1 then gets the cyclists and the bike unloaded and works on returning to their service area. I'll edit the unit to put them in the returning status, or RET, and fill in the destination. Since returning means that they're done with the incident, Skylog clears the assignment. When the last assigned unit is cleared from an incident, Skylog automatically marks the incident as closed. When SAG1 makes it back and is again patrolling their loop, we put them back in service. Now this is the only time that putting a unit in service updates their location. If a unit was on the way to a scene and we canceled their response, we'd put the unit in service, and Skylog would simply throw away what was in the destination field because, well, the unit never made it there. If we wanted to update the unit's location at that time, we'd need to tell Skylog what to put in there. I've also added the status OOS to the system, which stands for out of service. This status is intended for when a unit needs to take a break or needs to clean up and resupply before they can handle another call. We edit the unit, click the out of service button, and save it. This lets everyone in the dispatch center know that the unit is not available to take any calls. When they're ready to go again, we mark them as in service. Eventually, the rest stop and SAG will both reach the end of their shifts. At that point, we mark them as checked out, meaning that they're done for the day. So that's the point-and-click way to work through this. Personally, I'm a lot faster when I don't need to move my hand between the keyboard and the mouse, and that's why most frequently used operations in Skylog have keyboard shortcuts. So let's go through that entire workflow again just using the keyboard. RESTOP1 and SAG1 show up to support the event. The :CI command marks them as checked in. Eventually they're ready to go in service, which can be signified using the :IS command. When RESTOP1 calls in to say that Rider 223 is done for the day, we can use the :NI command to get to the new incident screen. We fill in the appropriate blanks and hit enter to move forward to edit incident. Most of the time, I'm looking at this screen while I'm calling the SAG over the radio and giving them the details of the request. As long as I'm here, I'll grab the mouse and click on them on the right side of the screen. However, if I don't already have the incident open, I can use the :AU command to assign SAG1 to the appropriate incident number. And then when they say they're on their way, I can enter the :RES command to note in the log that they're responding. So SAG1 arrives, I issue the :ATS command to update their status to @scene. They get the cyclist and the bike loaded up and are going to transport. Remember, I actually need to tell Skylog where the person is being transported, so the :TR command needs to be issued with an additional argument. Really, almost all of the commands that I've issued up to this point could have been given an additional argument to override either the location or the destination of the unit. Transporting is just the first time where it's kind of required because Skylog can't fill it in on its own. So SAG1 arrives at the destination, so I give it the :ATD command for @destination. And then some amount of time later, SAG1 is returning to its territory, which is :RET for returning. Again, we should specify the destination on the command line here because Skylog doesn't have a good way to guess it. When SAG1 is back and ready for another call, I give them a :IS for in service. And as you may have guessed, :OOS can be used to put them out of service for a break. They'll usually tell me where they're at for their break, so I'll fill it in. When they're back in service, :IS, and ready to go. And at the end of the day, :CO marks them as checked out. So there you have it, a couple different ways to work through the flow of unit statuses in Skylog. You can, of course, use the point and click methods some of the time and the : commands the rest of the time. That's perfectly fine. Do whatever works best for you. Well, thanks for watching and enjoy.